Wow, that's beautiful. Hey guys, what's up? It's Kelly again, and welcome back to my channel. I just moved from Germany to Washington, D.C., and right now I'm actually a little homeless. But thankfully, my two good friends, Mark and David, are generous enough to let me stay with them for as long as I need to while I figure out where the heck I'm gonna live. It's a little overwhelming trying to figure out where I want to live and how much I'm willing to pay for it. The apartments here are far more expensive than any apartments I've ever encountered anywhere I've lived. And while they do get cheaper the further and further outside of the city center you get, that comes with a commute. Sitting on the metro for an hour and then sitting in class and then sitting on the metro to get back home just doesn't really sound like a lot of fun to me. So I want to live closer to the city center. And before I go on, I just want to talk to you guys about the geography of Washington, D.C. in case you're unfamiliar with the area, so you know what I'm talking about. And please just know that I am very new here, so this is as best as I understand it. So let me orient you to my little hand-drawn map here. You have Maryland in the north, of course, and then Virginia in the south. And then this red circle represents a highway, which is called the Beltway, and it goes all the way around the city. Also within the Beltway are cities like Arlington, you have Alexandria, you've got Bethesda, Silver Spring, and so on. There's a lot of different cities inside the Beltway. There's also Washington, D.C. proper, which I've outlined here in orange, and then the other boundary is right along the Potomac River. So what I'm finding while I'm here is that a lot of people will refer to everything and anything inside the Beltway as D.C. or the D.C. area. And then they'll refer to the actual Washington, D.C. proper as being the district or inside the district. And that's why I've written the district here. And while there are plenty of nice places within the Beltway but outside the district that I could live, I really want to live inside the district because I want to get the full experience of living in Washington, D.C., and I want to be where everything is happening. And like I said earlier, I just don't want to deal with a huge commute. D.C. by its very nature is a very transient city. You have a lot of people moving in and out of the city. And because of that, I know a few people who are living here or who have lived here in the past, and all of them were extremely kind in offering me a ton of recommendations of where I could live inside the district. But it got a little crazy because they would start just rattling off all of these seemingly obscure neighborhoods that didn't mean anything to me. Like, oh, you should go check out Adams Morgan or West End or Capitol Hill or U Street Corridor or Logan Circle. And my eyes were just kind of like rolling in the back of my head. Like, I have no idea where you're talking about right now. But now that I'm in the district and doing a lot of exploring, I'm starting to understand where these neighborhoods are. And I've started narrowing down where I want to live. Let me orient you again with another hand-drawn map of where the different neighborhoods are. And I've only written a few on here. There are so many more that I wouldn't even be able to fit. So you've got the Potomac River and the Anacostia River. I've got the mall here is in green. That's the National Mall, which has like the Washington Monument. It's got the Lincoln Memorial on one end and then the Capitol Building on the other end. I've got in red, that's where the White House is, and then some of the neighborhoods. Like you've got DuPont Circle, U Street Corridor, Logan Circle, Shaw, Noma, H Street Corridor, and then down here you've got the Wharf, Waterfront, Navy Yard. You get my point. So these are just a few of the neighborhoods that I was looking at as to where I could get an apartment at. And I started scouring the internet to try to find available apartments. I looked on websites like Zillow, Truwilla, I looked at just Google Maps and did simple searches for apartment buildings, and I found some that are really interesting to me. And then I took the Washington, D.C. Metro map, which shows, of course, where all the transportation hubs are, and I tried to figure out where the apartments were that I was interested in comparison to where the transportation hubs are, so that I would be able to ease up any sort of commute to anything that I want to do inside the district. And if you've never been in a massive city like DC, then that might sound a little strange to you. Why wouldn't you just walk? Well, to illustrate to you just how big the district is, I will tell you that to get from DuPont Circle to H Street Corridor is a 3-mile walk. That's 5K just to walk between those two, let alone if I want to go do something on the mall and whatever, right? So I wanted to be near transportation hubs so I could get to the places I want to go even within the district, let alone outside of the district. So anyway, I've booked several tours to be able to go and look at some different apartment buildings and the apartments they have to offer, and I'm gonna bring you guys with me to go check them out. So let's go. I've got my first appointment in like an hour and I want to make sure I get there in time. I haven't really been over to this area yet and I want to explore the neighborhood before my appointment and show a little bit of what it looks like to you guys. So let's go. I just made it to the wharf, which is where the first apartment I'm gonna look at is located, and I'll show you guys some shots of the area because as you can see behind me, there's a lot of boats here and it's just a really cool area.
I've never been the one who's worried, always been the one who's keeping it cool. The kind of guy who chill while others hurry. I didn't know that I've been the fool. I've been telling lies about something real, but I know love is based on honesty. Kept thinking how real love should feel, knowing that it's not just you, it's me. 'Cause I was made to be free. I am made to be free. I am made to be free. Well, I am made to be free. To be free. When I know that it's not how you get me. Been thinking about myself and myself only. I've been like that since I was a kid. I've always put my feet wherever I want to. Before I saw who I could be, kept thinking, where did I go wrong?
I just finished checking out my first 2 apartments and they were really nice and modern, but given the amount that I'm paying, I don't really think I'm getting as much as I can for other areas in DC. And it's probably because of the location. I mean, the wharf is a really cool modern area with a lot of restaurants. It's got a concert venue and all sorts of stuff. So that probably plays into why it's so much more expensive. So I'm gonna head over to a different part of DC and see some more apartments. All right, I made it to my next potential neighborhood. This is called Southwest. It's right by the National Stadium. The Nationals is a huge baseball team here in DC. As you can see, it's still next to the water, and I'm just gonna show you guys around the neighborhood a little bit and then check out the apartment.
We run away, so let us up when we're low. Just chase the waves, we'll make it up as we go. If you're heavy, I'll show you where to go. Won't you set free? Behind the town for low, we run away to get us up when we're low. Oh, even if I lose my ground, I won't let it hold me down. afraid. Just break the chains of your feet. We can look down.
I just got done with an apartment tour of my second apartment building, and while I really thought those apartments were great, I mean, they were beautiful, I hate this area. Walking around, I don't even feel like I'm in DC anymore. I definitely don't feel like I'm in a city. I feel like I'm in like an industrial zone, and there's just construction everywhere. I mean, everywhere I'm looking, I'm seeing giant cranes, bulldozers, hundreds and hundreds of construction workers. So people told me that this was an up and coming area, but I don't think I really understood that that meant it's still heavily under construction, and I think it will be for several years to come. So renting an apartment here and living here right now, absolutely not. If I was looking at investing and buying an apartment, then yes, because I think this could potentially be a really cool area. It's never really gonna feel like you're in the district because it's on the outskirts and just how wide and open this area is. But I think that it could be cool once it's all done. But right now, no way. This is a huge no for me. I finally made it to DuPont Circle. That's the center of the circle right behind me, and I'm excited to check out the next apartment.
Pick up the dice, give it a roll. You never really know which way to go. Feel it inside, feel the spark, lift you up when you're falling apart. We think we know it all, we stand 10 feet small, with our head under ground. I think I've seen it all, that I've come so far, but it just got me high till I broke down. Does somebody know of a place where your heart doesn't sink like a stone? When you're naked and broken with nowhere to go. Does somebody know? Does somebody know of a place where the green isn't covered by snow? Every time that your eyes speak, it's time to let go. Does somebody
I just finished my last apartment tour for the day, and I don't know. I mean, I really like the area. It's got a lot of charm to it. There's some cute little restaurants and shops around, but it feels way, way more residential. It's probably one of the more established communities here in DC. And the apartment building that I was in, it felt really old. The fixtures weren't like modern at all. It's not what I'm looking for, and I don't think my boyfriend would really like to live there for when he comes to visit. So probably not gonna be here. She did refer me to some sister communities that I guess are in the area. Maybe they're a little bit more modern, but I kind of doubt it. So DuPont Circle is probably out of the running for now. And I'm back where I started, just thirstier and a whole lot sweatier. Guys, the humidity here is rough, and I am definitely not used to it. And if you look at my hair, it's definitely not used to it either. Every apartment that I looked at definitely had its pros and cons, whether it was the apartment itself or the neighborhood that it was in. And I think I have my work cut out for me. With every apartment I looked at, I was just trying to balance, like, what do I like about this apartment? Is it worth the money? I mean, you guys saw, some of these apartments have insane amenities. They have full-time concierges. They have these massive lobbies that look like really fancy hotels. They have insane rooftop decks. I don't know if I need all of that. I have no idea if I'm gonna use the pool. I've never had a pool before. And then there was that last apartment that didn't have any amenities at all, which is cool because I'm not paying for it, but it didn't even have in-house laundry. I would have to go to the basement just to do any laundry, and I don't really want to do that. I think I need to look at some more apartments before I finally decide which one is right for me. And one thing's for sure, I will definitely take you guys on a tour as soon as I'm settled. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you liked it, go ahead and click subscribe. And thank you so much to my patrons, especially the patrons in Kelly's crew. Your support means so much to me, guys. If you're interested in my Patreon campaign, go ahead and check out the link below. You'll get access to exclusive content. Like, I'm gonna make an entire video about the making of this video, and only my patrons will be able to see it. So make sure you check it out. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna go. I really need to study. I have class in like a couple hours. That's actually an exaggeration. It's more like 1 hour, and I have all these books here that I need to get through. Thanks again, guys. Bye.